Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
Hey, whoa, we are loud. We are live and in color. Welcome into the Iowa Music Showcase. We are live at Barnwired in Sigourney. How are we all doing today? We got a lively crowd here in Sigourney, Iowa, and we have got a show in store for you. We've got a bunch of stuff going on today. We've got a bunch of different musical artists we're going to be getting to. We're going to be talking to the folks from the movie The Gates coming up here just momentarily. But first, put your hands together for Miss Amanda Snakenberg as Amanda comes in. Amanda, come around this way. I'm going to scoot out the back, give you the microphone, and you can run down the specials here at Barnwired.
Today our lunch special is handballs. It is the first Friday of the month. After that, we are going to go to our fish options on Fridays, of course, for Lent. Next week is tuna noodle casserole, I do believe. And then our sandwich of the week this week is chicken Philly on pita. Our soup is broccoli cheese. Next week, our sandwich of the week will be a chef salad wrap, so it'll be really good. And white chicken chili will be the soup for next week. So we were not here last Friday, so we didn't get to do the last announcement on here, but we are now open on Thursday nights till 9 p.m. Last night was the first night of that, and we had a fantastic turnout, so I'm excited for that. We also released our Beastie Bloody Mary. So it is a loaded Bloody Mary that even has a barbecued rib on it. So we made several of those last night. We also have our Bloody Mary flights, mimosa flights, and margarita flights. And don't forget, we are open on Sundays now from 8 to 2. Last Sunday was our first Sunday for that. We had a great turnout for that also. We serve breakfast all day on Saturday and Sunday. So I just have one thing. This contest, all of you have a little paper on your tables. And for those of you listening, you can go to iowabeef.org. And I would asking you if you would please so graciously vote Barnwired for Best Burger. There's QR codes on all of those. If you need help doing that, I'll gladly help you. The contest ends the 10th. So we only have a few more days, and maybe we can make it in the top 10. I don't know.
All right. Thank you, Amanda. Always good to get a word in from Amanda Snakenberg here at Barnwired. Again, they're open Thursday nights, open on Sundays, and they released the beast, basically, is what she was saying with that huge margarita. Okay, so we're talking music, we're talking movies today. Da 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 da. That's the old Hollywood music. Neil got it. Otherwise, we welcome in Tiffany and Cody. I was going to call you Chad, so I'm glad you said something. Chad, Cody, whoever this guy is. We're talking about the Iowa-based movie The Gates. And Tiffany, you and I have known each other, I don't know, probably your whole life, basically. I always tell the story of how I would be hanging out with your dad, and you and Tanner would be hanging around in your diapers, running around, playing, and stuff like that. So it's been a few years ago, and now you're all grown up now. And you're making movies. How the heck did you get into making movies? Tell us that first.
I started off in college, and my very first movie was Chasing You, and it won Best Film in Iowa at the student production level through Iowa Motion Picture Association. Okay. I did a few shorts after that, but it was kind of during COVID, and during that time where I had lots of free time, where I thought, I want to get back into this again. when I first moved to Newton, I remember going to the movie theater and they had this preview before it of like a hometown commercial. And I thought, man, I really want to get back into doing that again. And the commercial was by...
Okay.
So years ago, we produced a commercial for Capital 2 Theater in Newton.
Okay.
And this was 7-8 years ago, and to this day, they still play it before every show.
Oh, nice.
So when it came to the process of Tiffany getting back into it and wanting to pursue this feature, she was looking for somebody to do director of photography, and she just happened to see that at the Newton Theater and then put a post out to the Des Moines film community. And luckily somebody noticed my name, passed my name along, and yep, we set it up from there.
Yep, and we're both from Newton, so that was... We're both from Newton, and so that was kind of a fun tie into it, too, was what are the chances of two filmmakers connecting in the same small town?
Yeah, well, that's cool. And then so obviously, you know, I'm not a movie person. Where did the seed of the music or of the movie come from? Like, where did the idea come from for this particular movie, The Gates?
The Gates is definitely a redemption story, and I kind of felt that way going into it. Like, I hadn't done anything in film for 10 years, so it's kind of my redemption story, too. And, yeah, that's kind of where the seed of the story came from. And then I wanted something that was very different from the normal romantic comedies I'd done before, so this has a lot more suspense and action in it.
Okay. Yeah, just from looking at like the trailers and the poster, it looks a little bit kind of darker, and yeah, seeing some of the pictures and the still shots that you've sent me before. What is a little bit of the plot, or you want to give some of that away?
Yes. So it is about a con man who, again, it's a redemption story. But initially, he is murdered by his partner within like the 5th scene of the movie.
Okay.
And he cons his way back down, initially to get revenge. But then as the story goes on, he realized that maybe there's some greater, bigger things in this world to do than crime. And so a little bit of comedy in there, a little bit of love story, a lot of action and suspense.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming that you had a big budget on this, like several $100 million being thrown at you by Hollywood and filmmakers everywhere. You just had an unlimited budget to do. No. How do you on the independent scene? What you guys are doing. How do you get by on? I'm assuming a somewhat limited budget.
Yes. So I will be honest. I think the total budget for The Gates was about $8,000.
Okay.
And that paid for a crew of 2. And so Cody and I did some heavy lifting on this film. Normally you have somebody to do lights, to do sound, and we had to pick it up and do it all. Fight choreography and special effects makeup. We did have a guy there for 2 of our scenes to help us out, but the bulk of it was us.
And that makes it, when you see the finished product, you're like, oh, that's my baby. You've been so heavily invested in it personally because you put obviously you've thrown your entire self into making something like that. It has to be a very proud moment when you get to see the finished product, right?
Oh, yes. There was definitely some tears on premiere night. Happy tears. But it was about a 2-year length of time between the time I wrote it to we did pre-production, filming, and then post-production editing till we got it back up on the big screen.
Awesome. Well, we'll continue to talk about the movie and the process of The Gates. And once again, The Gates does have its own Facebook page, right? Mm-hmm. And people can go check out The Gates. Also, let's drop that you got a busy weekend next weekend. Let's throw that stuff out there as well. What's coming up next weekend?
Do you want to take this one?
So next weekend, we are doing our last 2 limited screenings. We have one going on at Whipple Auditorium in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
And then we have another one that same day later on at the Kyoto High School. Both of them are free showings. The Cedar Rapids one, you can actually come and win a raffle for prizes or props from the movie.
Oh, cool.
The Kyoto one we are doing as just a donation if you'd like to make it, and all that goes to the Kyoto Drama Department.
Okay.
So that's what we got lined up, and then shortly thereafter that, we've got the Cedar Rapids Independent Film Festival coming up that we got entered into. So.
Nice. You hoping to win some prizes there? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Now, speaking of Kyoto, Is that where you graduated, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay.
I graduated from 2007.
Okay.
But another fun fact.
My mother actually grew up in Kyoto.
Oh, okay.
And then my grandparents and great-grandparents lived there their whole lives
nice.
as well. So
all right, so you got those connections.
Yes, like a very small world that we were both based out of Newton, and when she was looking for somebody, it just so happened we both have ties to Kyoto.
Yeah, very cool. So that's put those things on your calendar for next weekend and go support this movie, The Gates. All right, so what you don't see on your camera right now is we're going to have a rotating chair off to my left, and it would be on the camera to the right. We're going to let Neil get kind of repositioned here as we've got musical guests lined up for music from the movie. That's not easy for me to say. Music from the movie The Gates, and actually, we've got Brittany Sword, we've got Days Live Music, we've got your husband Andrew Ketcham also going to be performing. Now, Brittany is up first, and Brittany, by the way, we're going to have to get you booked for your own solo show here on the Iowa Music Showcase. You were here last year. We need to do it again, but. What's the story on this first song that we're going to do? Do you know the story or what the setting is for this particular part in the movie for your song?
Yeah, I do. So it's a little bit funny because I wrote it like for my husband.
Okay.
And this whole like feeling of being in love. And can I say? Yes. Okay. I'm like, I don't know how much I can give away. But yeah, she gets stood up and my song plays. And I kind of got it like listening to the lyrics and the setting of it all, because it's called Thinking of You, and so that lyric kind of comes up again, like, oh, you thinking about you and stuff. And I think she's just in that place of like, all right, thinking about this guy, I'm into him, and where the heck is he?
Awesome. So
yeah.
let's get to it. Here is Brittany Sword and her song from the movie The Gates here on the Iowa Music Showcase. We're live at Barn Wired.
Is it really raining, or is it the tears in my eyes? I never floated so heavy until we said our goodnights. Oh, what is this feeling you gave me? I've been thinking of you only. I can't wait for you to hold me until we're back again. Da, 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 da. Oh, you, yeah. You, da, 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 dreaming of all the things you say when I'm alone with you, yeah. You're my only one. Not even the sun above is burning like I do for you. And baby, if we didn't last, I'd still think of our past and all the love you gave me. I wouldn't regret a thing. Da, 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 da. Oh, you. Dreaming of all the things we say when I'm alone with you. Oh, 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 oh. You, da, 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 da. Dreaming of all the things we say when I'm alone with you. Yeah.
Brittany Sword here on our Iowa Music Showcase. Again, we're featuring music from the movie The Gates, an Iowa-based movie here in Iowa, because it's an Iowa-based movie. Why, it's here in Iowa. Welcome to my world. All right. Anyway, we're here with Tiffany Ketcham and Cody, not Chad McKinney, right? McKinney. All right. What are your official roles for the movie, you guys?
So I am the director of photography, and we split all the editing and all that, and then she is the writer director.
Okay.
And there's a ton of other roles on top of that we did it.
Yeah.
But those are just the major ones.
Who did catering?
Casey's
Pizza. Shout out to Casey's Pizza. Yes. So, what all, I don't know. I mean, how much time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears goes into some of that backstage stuff that people don't see?
Long hours.
Yes.
Tiffany had the story kind of already going and written before I got brought into it, but I was with them for about a year and a half before it was done.
Okay.
But we spent mainly weekends when we could to do filming. We have so many different casts in it, and a lot of them are actually in bands or artists, so we have to work around that. But some days we could be done in an hour or two for a scene. A couple of days, it was 12, 14-hour days.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff goes into the making of a movie. It doesn't just, you're not just shooting a scene, calling it good, and then
no. Everything's shot about 3 times, and then switch angles. Let's do the same scene again. So by the end of it, the actors and actresses were probably kind of sick of their lines.
Sure, yeah, for sure. Well, before we go any further in the interview, we've got some commercials we're going to get out of the way. We're going to switch artists. Brittany Sword, fabulous job, by the way. These artists coming to do just one song today, so we'll get Brittany in some other time to talk to her more one-on-one and get more on her career. We're going to be getting music from Days Live Music here shortly, and also Andrew Ketcham. In fact, let's take a minute and a half break. We'll hear from some of our sponsors, and then we'll talk more movie. We'll get some more music coming up here on the Iowa Music Showcase. We're live at Barnwired.
Build it together. Build it with Valley Lumber.
Are you building a new house or maybe wanting to do a remodel? Come check out our showroom at Valley Lumber and Hardware's Eddyville location. Cook kitchen cabinets, masonite interior doors, and more. Not sure what you want? Let us help with the design and layout of your new kitchen or remodel. At Valley Lumber and Hardware, we can help with any room in the house, from lumber for building to shower enclosures, paint, and more. Choose Valley Lumber and Hardware with locations in Eddyville and Albia.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental.
Was Igor's scene. That was probably the longest one, where it was one scene.
Yes.
Looking for more than just a job? Find a career where you make a difference right in your community.
What I appreciate about First Resources is our dedication to innovation, always looking for ways to expand programming and offer greater opportunities for our staff and everyone involved.
First Resources staff are amazing. They're committed and they are motivated and they are fierce advocates to help clients meet their goals.
If you're ready to join a team committed to making a difference, apply online and join us at First Resources.
We listened to it hundreds of times editing.
Hey, we are back here live at Barnwired for our Iowa Music Showcase. Are we enjoying things so far, everybody? Everybody having a good time? So good of a time. Brittany Sword just sang a song. We're going to be hearing from Days Live Music here momentarily. We're talking about the music from the movie The Gates, which is an Iowa-produced film. And we've got Tiffany and Cody hanging out with us here talking about the movie. Now, up next, your husband, Tiffany, is going to be performing here momentarily. So what was it like working with your husband? Have you guys teamed up doing movies and stuff before like that?
We did a very short comedy skit.
Okay.
About, it was when we were dating. I think it was like 2010, 2011. But teaming up for something this big, absolutely not.
All right.
There were some fun times on set. I'm sure. I know when I was editing, I was teasing him because I got to a clip where I wasn't in the room, but I was shouting directions, and he's like, okay. And, and then I'm pulling it up going, what is that face? What were you? Wasn't in the room. So I'm sure that working with two married people was also interesting from your end.
Definitely. I'd say Tiffany could boss him around anytime that she needed to. But so that made things easy. And just the fact that he was there for the whole process when she was going through the story, coming up with it, that he was able to understand his character better. And then even when it came to directing some of the other actors and some of the scenes, that he kind of already had a heads up of, hey, this is where we're going with it. And
yeah.
So it took some work off of Tiffany then.
Yeah. Now let's go back to Tiffany. When you're writing the words for characters that they're going to say, their personality, where does that come from? I mean, you have all these. Do you have multiple personalities, Tiffany? What's going on? What's going on in your brain right now?
I'm a very avid reader, and I think that's where it started. Was when I'm reading, I don't just see the characters, hear what they're saying. I can see like what's on the wall, what clothes they're wearing, like very detailed inflections in my head when I'm reading. So that makes writing for me come very naturally. And directing too, to know exactly what I want them to do and move and blocking and how to say the line, the emotion that I want. So that's kind of a long answer.
Yeah, no, that's
to what you were saying. To your last question, I also want to brag that not only did Andrew star in the movie, he wrote 3 original songs in it.
Nice.
And we couldn't have him perform them because it would be weird if the guy is like in a fight scene and his voice is singing in the background. That would be weird. So I'm so excited he gets the opportunity to showcase his talent today in music and writing.
Yeah, let's start to pan over towards Andrew, and maybe we'll get your opinion, Andrew, on what was it like having Tiffany boss you around?
Well, it's hard to say. Sometimes I feel I'm an ex-musician, really, and I'm just a guy that remembers a few guitar chords every now and then. Yeah. But I am thankful to have Tiffany in my life because she forces me to flex those creative muscles every now and then, and it reminds me that I can do a little bit of songwriting every now and then. I can play a few chords, but when you see me playing, I might be looking down more at my hands than these two talented ladies do. It's definitely, I feel grateful to share the stage with them because they are, very much advanced and way better than me. But I'm gonna put my best foot forward, do the best I can.
Awesome. And also, I was going to ask before I forget, where did you guys record these songs? And where'd you record the songs for the movie?
So they were a few different places. One of them I recorded with a group of friends that had a studio in Fort Dodge. The most recent one that we did for the movie, though, was actually with Tiffany's dad, and he's here today. Hey, Craig.
Craig
right at his house.
McClanahan.
He's got his own recording studio and setup, and we went there with Tiffany, and I went there, and we just kind of laid down a pretty basic track. We did some vocals, and originally I only played guitar for that song. I was told you'd be spared from my voice in this process, but then our singer couldn't be here today, so you get me on both sides. So apologies in advance.
And another song or another question is the music that we're hearing today. Is it available like on Spotify or out on iTunes and maybe Brittany and Day? Are these your own songs or where are the songs out there? Anybody can answer that.
You'd have to do a deep dive into the internet to find some of these. But no, I mean, we'd thrown around the idea of building a sort of soundtrack from the movie because we've got recorded versions of these songs that would be great to put down somewhere together. You'd have to go back to MySpace for some of my stuff.
Oh, MySpace.
I'm going to age myself a little bit on that one. But
Tom at MySpace is storing these songs somewhere.
But maybe I'll do re-recording someday. I had a band in high school. This was back in 2007. So, that's how long we're talking to go.
All right. Awesome. Well, if you're ready to go, Andrew, let's do this next song. What's the setting? What's the scene for this song?
So this song, Tiffany told me she needed a song for a romantic scene. And I said, okay, I'll do the best I can come up with. And so it's sort of, there's been this tension budding between the lead, me, and his old childhood flame. And finally they have this chance to sit down together and hash out old things lost between them. And this song kind of plays in the background for that. So.
All right, well, let's do it. Here's Andrew Ketcham on our Iowa Music Showcase, again featuring the music from The Gates here at Barn Wired in Sigourney.
I remember the first time standing under the moonlit summer sky, lost in conversation, gazing into your eyes. And even though I just met you, you were someone I wanted to know. I wish I'd asked you to stay. The next time was more subtle, in your car after seeing a show. I wanted so badly to kiss you more than you could ever know, but the moment just wasn't right, and I watched you drive out of sight. All of these missed moments, these intersections of our lives, I've missed 1,000 roads, all leading to you. Is the choice to make still mine? The last time nearly broke me, the moment you needed me most. I offered condolences, empty cliches, no comfort in a moment so low. All of these missed moments, these intersections of our lives, if lovers still meet at journey's end, then I'll meet you at the end of the line. Yeah, I'll find you at the end of the line. So if there's another chance on down the road, I swear I'll be ready to tell you I love you, but there's one thing I want you to know. I hope that you'll always stay.
Andrew Ketcham, our Iowa Music Showcase featuring music from the Iowa movie The Gates, which, again, we have tagged in this video. We've tagged Brittany Sword and Days Live Music as well, so make sure you follow all these pages and all these artists and the movie as well. So, again, we're talking with The Gates. We've got Tiffany and Cody hanging out with us from behind the scenes of the movie The Gates, and I know we're still going to get music from Days Live Music. Neil, if you're ready, I know you're running around here with your like a chicken with your head cut off, but let's get our next break in. And we'll switch around our musical artists. We'll hear from more of our sponsors and be back with more talk about the movie and more music from The Gates here on the Iowa Music Showcase. The mission of Essence of Life Hospice is to provide comprehensive, coordinated care to individuals with life-limiting illnesses and to their families, and to support them in the process of death and bereavement. Our goal is to provide palliative care that addresses the physical, psychological, and spiritual dimensions of service for the terminally ill as an integrated whole. We pride ourselves on providing the highest quality care and are on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit essencehospice.com. Why choose Lifetime Dental? The legacy and experience of 30 years. Cutting-edge technology. Advanced education in pediatrics. Orthodontics. And restorative dentistry. A one-of-a-kind experience for the whole family. But most of all, we're compassionate doctors who are here to listen to your concerns and use our expertise to help. For all things dental, think Lifetime Dental.
Iowa Edelweiss wine from Tassel Ridge Winery is a great wine for spring. It's a fruity, semi-sweet white wine that offers orange, pear, and pineapple hints on both the nose and palate. It's great served chilled and simply sipped, and it enhances spicy Asian stir fry or a traditional family dinner of glazed ham studded with pineapple. Tassel Ridge, Iowa Edelweiss is available at many of our 350 retailers in Iowa. Look for the tall blue bottle with an image of a wine glass on the label.
All right, we are back live here at Barn Wired in Sigourney for the Iowa Music Showcase. And again, we're featuring music from the movie The Gates here on the Iowa Music Showcase. Tiffany Ketcham and Cody McKinney hanging out here. And once again, you guys have a big weekend coming up next weekend. Why don't you plug the dates and times for that?
Yes, so we will be at the Cedar Rapids Library Whipple Auditorium at 12:30. Free showing, opportunity to win props used in the movie and some merch, some T-shirts and posters. And then we will be at the Keota High School Auditorium at 6 p.m., same day, next Saturday. And at that one, we're going to be doing a free will donation for the Keota Drama Department.
Nice. Yeah, good causes there. So good stuff. And again, talking about the movie The Gates. Is The Gates, obviously, I haven't seen the movie. Is it family friendly? Is everybody?
It is not.
Okay.
It is not family friendly. Yes. If you see the posters, it is rated R.
Okay.
It is for violence and language.
Okay.
And obviously we don't have a national rating, but that's
Sure.
just what Cody and I decided
Yeah.
we wanted to go with. So
maybe keep the kids at home?
Yes. It is a date night movie. Leave the kids at home.
So there you go. Now you know. Hey, we also have not... we have a mutual friend here that's not here with us right now. Igor. If Igor is watching, I mean, it's not every day that you know somebody named Igor. So who is Igor and what's his role in the movie?
So Igor Dimitrenko.
Yes, Dimitrenko.
I started filming music videos and a music documentary with him in 2013.
Okay.
And so I've known him for a very long time. He's been in a couple of my projects, but when I was writing The Gatekeeper, I was like, this is Igor's role. And it is so perfect for his personality. He shows up and he goes fishing, he goes golfing, he's a bartender.
Okay.
So he's just kind of living his best life in the afterlife. So, shout out to him. He was part of this project from day one and was definitely someone that brought it to life.
Yeah. If you've ever seen Igor, he's got the long black hair. I mean, this guy's a rock star.
Yes.
I mean, and
Yes.
he legitimately plays guitar and probably sings. And
Yes. And then one of our hitmen, Jeremy Fletcher, has actually been lead singer with Igor for a decade.
Okay.
And so those two kind of come as a package deal. So Jeremy's
Nice.
also in the movie. You can see them both in the gates when you come out to our showings next week.
And are there any other actors or actresses that were involved that we haven't mentioned yet?
So I will say, Eddie is the sidekick. He's probably the secondary role. Gage Richardson from Newton. It was really fun to find another Newton guy to join in. And let's see, Andrea Kingery, her husband and her child were also in the movie. So their whole family is in it as well. They put a lot into this. She kind of played the romantic partner to my husband. So that was interesting directing at times. But it was fun. It was fun.
Kiss, but not that much kissing.
And, of course, her husband's standing behind her doing some of our makeup special effects and blood special effects. So it's like he's making Andrew look good.
Nice.
Let's see. So is that our big six? Am I missing anybody?
Melissa.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my cousin's going to kill me. So something interesting about writing this was Mike was our bad guy for a long time. And I went through maybe 18 actors, could not find a Mike. And so we changed it to Melissa. Okay. And so our bad guy is actually a female villain.
Spoiler.
And she kills it in this movie. She's
literally.
Yes, literally.
And that's just a guess.
She is the nicest, quietest, sweetest person. But you put a camera on her, and she's pretty scary. It also gives our movie something a little bit different, because I can't think of another film with a female villain and a male hero, and so it gives it a really different feel.
Okay, nice. And also, was there one of the still shots I saw was Andrew? Was he like in the water? Is he drowning or something? Because I'm glad to see that you survived that.
So without giving too much away, he could have been drowning, but when you see it too, you'll see what the gates and the gatekeeper are really about. But being that he's in between the afterlife, that he's got to have his own ways to send Andrew back, or to get there without giving too much away. But those were some of my favorite scenes. Is actually the stunts, the fighting stuff, and then we did a couple different water scenes. We went all out on this.
Nice.
You actually jumped in the lake to film
Yes,
those.
I'd say one of the scenes we wanted to get a really cool shot with it, so I actually had to swim out, make sure that it was deep enough, and then you'll see from there.
And if Tiffany wasn't happy with Andrew that day, she was like, keep him under there a little bit longer just to teach him a lesson.
Yep, don't care how cold the lake is, we're jumping in. And then the pool that we filmed in was actually in my mom's backyard, so shout out to her for letting me use that. And
fun. Well, whole family affair. Again, we're talking about the movie The Gates here on the Iowa Music Showcase, and we are tying it in. Let's get ready to go over today. We've got one of my favorites, and we've got a couple, two of my favorites that we have here in Iowa with Brittany Sword, and Day's live music is up next. Day, how we doing over there?
Doing good in the neighborhood.
As bubbly as always. Always good to see you. It's been a little while, been a little over a year since we've had you on here. And as I told Brittany, we're going to have to get you booked for a date in here so we can talk about your music and go solo with you. But so what's up with your song in the movie? Where is it at? What's the placement? What's the story behind your song?
So it's at the beginning, and she had asked me to write a song, and I saw in the film synopsis that it talked about a female antagonist, so I kind of ran with that, and it was funny when I met with her later. She's like, weirdly, like it all matches up with the movie and stuff. Like I got a lot of the things right on it, because I was kind of like, I don't know, I didn't know all the details of the movie, so you just kind of like fill in with the song, kind of take an educated guess. But it wound up working out. So,
have you seen the movie yet?
No, not yet. It's on my list to do.
All right, you're on your bucket list.
Me and my mom will have to take a date night out.
Did you ever think in your career that you'd have a song in a movie?
No, that's really cool. A lot of times when I'm doing sets, when it's kind of like dry, I'm like, and now an original song that's in a short film, and people are like, wow. I'm like, that's right.
Nice. Well, let's do it.
Pull that card out. Okay.
Here's Day's live music. What's the name of this song?
Yeah.
Oh, you know that one.
We're gonna call it "Keep on Running."
Yeah. Are we officially naming it right now, or?
Yeah, I usually don't introduce it with the name. I'm just like, here's the song, but yeah, we'll call it that.
I believe Craig named that on the file when he sent it to me.
That's what I was remembering. I'm like, I remember her dad named it.
That's the story behind the song name, is he just had to put a name to send me the file.
All right. Well, here's Days Live Music here on our Iowa Music Showcase.
I've got acid reflux, but here we go. Starting over, I don't want to lose. She shot me once and I still got the bruise. On a journey to find the right path, gotta keep on going till this train runs off the tracks. Hey, yeah, and I won't stop running till I find you, my love. I'm headed your way, and I would cross the world to be with you. Wherever your heart is, there I'll stay. Lead me away. Many valleys, forests, and streams, I hear your voice reaching out to me. Oh, carry me through the night like a river through and through. Everything leads me back to you. Oh, like a moth to your flame, I'm drawn inside, and I won't stop running till I find you, my love. I'm headed your way, and I would cross the world to be with you. Wherever your heart is, there I'll stay. Lead me away. And you're stuck to my memories like a tattoo. I try to fun, but I fall back into you. Put a candle in the window to guide me your way, and I won't stop running till I find you, my love. I'm headed your way, and I would cross the world to be with you. Wherever your heart is, there I'll stay. Lead me away. Hiya! It's hard to get those notes, but yeah.
Hiya! Is that where you do a karate pose at
Oh
the
yeah,
end?
that's when the karate comes in.
Days Live Music, one of our guests here on the Iowa Music Showcase. Again, we're live at Barn Wired, and of course, we're here every Friday from 11:30 to around noon, right around there. Maybe a little bit shorter, maybe a little bit longer, like we are today. Next Friday, we've got Iowa's Jesse Wilson will be live here at Barn Wired. He'll be making the long trip down from around the Fort Dodge area, so tune in or be here live and in person. And as always, you can, if you want to listen to this in podcast form, maybe you've caught bits and pieces of the interview today and you'd rather listen to it in podcast form in your car going down the road, you can do that here a little bit later on as well. So Tiffany Ketcham and Cody McKinney, Days Live Music, Brittany Sword, Andrew Ketcham. We've had a crew in here today. Once again, let's plug those dates for next weekend. And by the way, how long is the movie?
So the movie is a full hour and a half.
Okay, so it's a full length.
It is a full feature-length film. And I want to say The Gates is very, very special to us, not only because Crew of Two, but also we shot for the moon. I mean, there's 4 fight scenes. There are 12 different locations, and there are 7 original songs. That is not something you see in independent film.
That's a full-blown movie.
It is, yes.
All right.
So, yes, next week, Cedar Rapids, 12:30, and Keota Auditorium, 6 p.m. next Saturday, March 15th. And both showings are completely free.
Okay. Is there a website or anything for the movie?
Yes, so you can go to the Facebook page, The Gates. We have lots of behind-the-scenes bloopers, and, of course, we talk about all of our events coming up. And when we do release it online, that's where it will be.
Okay, so check it out. Well, guys, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. I wasn't quite sure how we were going to tackle this today, but it came together nicely. So.
I knew you could do it.
Appreciate that, and thank you all for coming in today. Really, thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Andrew, and Day over here. So, yeah, check it out. The Gates, an Iowa-based and produced movie here in our great state of Iowa with obviously lots of great music as well. So, again, we'll be back here next Friday. Of course, we're here tomorrow morning. We'll be here for the sports section with some area athletes and coaches here at Barn Wired. And as you know, they are now open on Thursday evenings and on Sundays if you want to get in here for some great food and do some shopping as well. So thanks to Barn Wired. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to Neil producing. Kept him busy behind the scenes here today. So otherwise, we'll see you next Friday here for the next Iowa Music Showcase on Steve Shetler Media.